Well, another nice day today. Just a tiny bit windy. So I just had to pick my dad up just a little while ago from the mall. He actually dropped his car off at the dealer. Earlier today, I was putting some antifreeze in my car, and then just as I was doing that, my grandfather showed up. So we showed up just not too long ago, and look what he gave me. This is my dad's old Echo backpack blower. Yeah. See, probably in some of my little previous videos, this is the extension tube that's been sitting in our building. That's the little extension tube for it. So my dad gave it to my grandfather, oh man, years ago. I don't really know for sure how long, but my grandfather had obviously got it running just shortly after that, and I think it's hadn't ran ever since. So let's look at the model number. You can probably see that or not. Alright, this is a model PB400E. I have the spark plug out because I just did a test on it for spark, and it does have spark, still has spark. I kind of figured that it would have spark. She still has a lot of compression though, but well, actually, well, not now because, well, the spark plug is out of the engine. I guess I could try it. Let me try and put the spark plug back in. I don't have my tripod, so I'm going to have to set you straight down on the ground. Alright, now I got the spark plug in. Just feel it. It's almost hard to pull it over. This thing's got a lot of compression. If I can try and pull it. There we go. A lot of compression. This thing is... My dad bought this blower about the same time he bought that old Echo SRM 2201 trimmer and the Lawnboy 8461. So this blower's got to be about maybe 22, 23 years old. She's pretty dirty though. Just by sitting in my grandfather's shed for years. Has a very usual elbow tube. Doesn't look quite like on mine. This thing can actually be converted into a leaf vac, which is pretty unique about these some of these older Echo backpack blowers. It's got like these little rubber, if I can move the strap, got like these kind of rubbery pads right here, sort of like as its anti-vibration system. Doesn't quite seem to do very much because as I try and wiggle it around. This is before they put springs on them. This thing is really heavy though. I hadn't even tried putting this thing on my back yet. I don't even want to because this thing is so dirty. Let me grab my PB500T. I'll set it right next to this one. Yeah, there you go. PB500T actually looks a lot bigger though, but it's a lot lighter because it's all plastic. You would kind of think that this one, by how small it looks, you would think that it would be lighter, but it's really not. It's a lot heavier because this one, it's all metal, or most of it is metal. I think this is, yeah, right here is where the air filter is. It's pretty cool on how the actual air cleaner system works on this one. So it uses an NGK BM6A spark plug. So here's the gas tank, and it's got a Walbro carburetor on it. It's kind of hard to see it from the sun. Yeah, if it's a Walbro. This particular machine does not have no primer bulb on it. All it has is just a choke that you see right here. And it has a mixture screws on it too. It has a high and a low screw. And it has a hip, this is what's called a hip mounted throttle. That's full throttle, and then that's idle. That's the on and off switch. I think that's off, and then that's on. I finally figured out which is on and which is off. There's supposed to be like stickers right here to say, one would say stop and then start. I finally figured it out when I did the spark test on it. Alright. The padded back end looks very similar to what you see on my PB500T. This one here seems to be a little bit more comfortable though than on this one. And these straps here are rubber. Boy, they feel hot already. They probably won't. I bet you they probably don't feel good on you when you're trying to use this thing on a hot day. This one has a much longer flexible tube, as you can see right here, whereas it compares to the flexible tube here on my PB500T. This thing is so old. See, backpack blowers back then, they did not have no joysticks on their tubes. So yeah. So just like I said, my grandfather just dropped it off just not too long ago, so I've not got around into getting it running, which I don't know exactly when I will be able to get it running, because I'm pretty sure it's going to need a lot of work done to it. I would assume that carburetor is probably gummed up really bad too, so that carburetor might not be any good anyways. But one good thing here, since it has no primer, it has just only one entire fuel line, and this fuel line is hard as hell. I think it's about ready to just snap off. It's so hard as hell. So yeah, they look pretty good. Both of the backpack blowers look pretty good next to one another. Got an old one with a new one right next to one another. Pretty cool. So I will eventually do another video on this blower if I do get it running, and maybe if I can include it in the April lawn cutting video. Maybe not. Just depends on how much stuff it'll need. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Thought I'd just do a little video here on my dad's old Echo backpack blower. So again, it's a, put in macro, it's a PB400E. I think this has a, I think it's a 39.7 cc engine, if I can remember correctly. I think that's what it is. Whereas this one has a 50.8 cc engine. This has a much bigger engine. So pretty cool. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. So thanks for watching.